They say cream rises to the top, and my lord, have we seen the cream of the crop from both teams here. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ito, and I am happy to bring you another ESEA Advanced Season 33 game. We have Polar Ace North, the 10-2 squad, versus Prospects, the 9-3, somewhat turbulent starting roster. Now, before we head into the game, I always like to do a quick little overview of the teams that we have in the server, and Prospects is definitely one of the more interesting ones. Last match, they got absolutely demolished. Just the kind of were the mop, and they were kind of getting mopped on the floor with. It was pretty destructive. It was a 16-4 loss versus Ethereal, but they had a very different lineup. 60 and Cuts Moretz were not in it, and I believe it was Taboo and Hiki, I want to say. So this is a brand new roster for Prospects, and I feel like it could have a lot of potential. Polar Ace North, though, the 10-2 squad, are just very generously giving CTs a little bit of space on the A site, but they're going to take it away just as quickly. One player waiting in heaven, but the A bomb site already stormed through, and realistically, they could get bombed down if they want to. Marved, a bit slow with the bomb, will go ahead and join his teammates soon enough, but Prospects have already started to rotate. They have one, soon to be two, players sitting in heaven. Kutzmoretz yet to fire his shot, but Marv will get the bomb down, no problem. There's two players spotting over at Heaven, but will they be able to deal with both is another question entirely. Cuts and 60, the new blood on the roster, look to try to impress, and 60 will get first blood in it. 60, unfortunately, he's only able to do so much. Cuts is actually the one to steal all the glory at the end of the day, but I guess it's no matter considering Shanks is now going to be left in a very sticky situation. By sticky, I mean straight up impossible. There's almost nothing they could do. The CT retake was absolutely suffocating from all angles, vertical, horizontal, and just all around the map. They were just kind of put out of the picture almost entirely, but they did get bombed down, Polar Ace North. So although it's not the start that they're looking for, they have something promising to go off of, and in fact, I actually might give them the edge in this second round. Oh, but maybe not after that. A tag plus a healthy amount of grenade damage allows Josh RT to pick up a very quick kill onto Shanks, who the last player standing in last round is already put out. Marv isn't doing much better. He's on 30 points of health, and Poised is only on 70. This is definitely the kind of start Prospects want. Staying out of danger on this anti-eco, the CTs. I was a bit worried considering they brought AKs and Galils to the table, but Polar Ace North can't quite seem to get the duels that they want, and although they have a little bit of a chance with the one on Josh RT, they're both missing shots. Uncharacteristic of some of these players. They have some incredible aim. And definitely not a force to be reckoned with. The T's seem to want to bring it upper, or inner, rather, I should say. Over towards the A site seems to be their site of choice, but Classio will be the bodyguard of it, bouncing them out of the club, but 45 seconds remain for Polar Ace North to make their final move. A pretty stunted push, though, as especially two more people fall, and I think things aren't exactly looking good for Polar Ace North here. 4-pack will get one kind of consolation kill, if anything, and maybe a second too, but surely he's on borrowed time at the moment. It's a little bit of damage done at the end, and it looks pretty, but it's not the round that they're hoping for. Because of that, back to the drawing board they go. Prospects pick up the much-needed second round, avoiding the scare on the anti-eco. But they still have a long way to go. This should be another freebie round for the CTs, though, excuse me. Most likely not a lot of money for Polar Ace North to work with, and their buy go ahead and back up that claim. And although the pace is trying to be brought to ramp from 16 Josh RT, it fails miserably. Cuts, again, he gets one with a Galil, but the flank is coming in quick from behind, and I think the CTs, again, will have avoided the scare, but a 3 versus 5 almost immediately is an opportunity that Polar Ace North aren't going to get way too often, and they should be grateful that they even made it this far. They could somehow, if Poise somehow plays this to perfection, he could get away with the 1 versus 3 clutch. He's found the first, retrieved the bomb, but has no armor to speak of and only an MP9 to work with. Prospects are playing it smart, though. We'll group up together these are two players who have been on the roster for a while, so that synergy is most definitely there. Poised. He doesn't have to race against the clock. That doesn't make things much easier. Again, he has such lackluster amounts of utility. I mean, actually none to speak of. A plant would be probably their best hope. And Poised. Faking once, but won't be fooled a second time. Has successfully planted the bomb, so it's a successful eco for Polar Ace North, no matter how this one ends. But I think Poise is a bit hungrier for more. Classy and Real BM are coming from different directions, but both will be able to pincer this last remaining terrorist. Poise needs to really separate his fights here, and he would have to have a little bit of luck on his side to get away with it. Classy is low on health, but it's not the same story for Real BM, who also has kit and full armor to work with. Poise gets the first. That's a high HP player down. Now Classy, the weak player, has to do it alone, and he's not going to be given the shot of doing it. Poised, a 1-on-3 clutch, puts Polar Ace North on the board. A miracle on the A site is exactly what the T side wants. And on a force round too, that was a round that looked just about lost after the initial flurry of frags came through from prospects. Talk about whiplash. Swinging back and forth who has the favor in the round, and the CTs can't quite make it theirs at the end of the day, but they'll try to strike right back. A nade stack. Actually, the nades are doing all the damage right now. A nade and a Molotov both find kills on the Marv and 4-pack respectively. A 3-on-4, Polar Ace North on the back end of it. On the back foot of it, I should say. Oh, and could have gone even more dangerous too. Josh RT tags up Retchi. Now, all of the Ts are now low HP, and some of them don't even have HP at all to speak of. That scout is doing miracle work for prospects, and well, right back into the favor this game goes, because they make it a quick third. And that was a force-up round, too. I think that's what hurts the most. That scout was really the big hero of the round. Josh RT does incredible with it. Considering that's when all the heavy artillery was brought from the T side, you can't help but be just a little bit depressed with the outcome of it if you're a T. Into inner they go. A Krieg for 6E to work with is a very scary gun to give to a player like him. He's a... I guess I don't know what the word for it would be, but he's a newcomer to the roster, but definitely not a newcomer to Advance at all. He was on the Faint Gaming roster, who went 9-1, and I believe are 10-1 actually. And well, although he hasn't been the one to deliver so far in this round, there's still time yet. Spam through the doorway is a very one-sided affair. Real BM, although he's tagged up, Polar Ace North, they're hurting even more. 60, again, new blood to the roster, will be playing passive over at ramp. He's a holdout from the Supernova roster. Didn't have the heaviest and, best record in the season. But Cuts Moretz was definitely one of the standout players to watch. And maybe this is for the reasons why. They don't even have to show up in the kill feed. In fact, the New Blood are the only players not to find a kill so far in this round. But that fortune might change in a second here, because Cuts Moretz is down over at the ramp and immediately disposes of Poised, making it all up to 4-pack against 5 CTs. This has not been a very friendly T-half for Polar Ace North so far, but we're still very early into this game. Perhaps a little bit of time just to talk about what's going right and what's going wrong. How did they win that pistol, or not that pistol, that force-up round initially? And how can they try to recreate the success? Because there is no success there. I mean, 4-pack luckily dies right before the bomb, or right before the time runs out, so he's going to be able to have money to match his teammates. But I mean, it's not a lot of money to speak of, isn't it? Back to the drawing board again for Polar Ace North, and they might try their luck at a ramp push again. I want to keep an eye on Cuts Moretz through this, because he could have a real decent shot at ruining the hopes and dreams of the T side. Already a different pace brought to the table. You see they're making their home in lobby at the moment. Oh, looks like an... Rush just out onto the site will be in order. 60 will be watching, and with that nade damage coming through, it's just going to be an easy lineup for Classy and 60 respectively. And suddenly it's a 2-on-5 with not much time remaining. The investment into this round has been relatively minimal from Polar Ace North, so it's not the end of the world. It's not a round they were expected to win by any means, but not being able to find a single kill, a single point of damage, a bomb plant, anything, that's a little bit more depressing. Because there was, some amount of money bought into this. Keep in mind, 4-pack has a Deagle full armor. If he can't find a kill, then that's just not a good look. Prospects absolutely maul Polar Ace. Don't even take a single point of damage while doing it. And the CTs are going to be able to earn their 5th. Looking pretty solid so far, but this is the next time that the TSI can really make their mark on this game. A full gun round comes through with 5 Kriegs to work with. 2 for Prospects as well. You see Cuts and 60 both have one. Already trying to take a little more outer control than they have a bit more historically Polar Ace North. This is kind of their standard default. Interesting position from Poise. Gets pushed on top of this box to try to peek into garage, but no give. Real BM is watching for any aggression into secret, and he could easily snuff out a member or two if he's given the chance of it, but I think they have bigger fish to fry at the moment here, because the fight is being brought towards CT. Josh RT is kind of in danger right now. His teammate comes to bail him out, and now Polar Ace North, it's kind of looking a little bit more similar to what the last couple of rounds have looked like. Shanks will get 1 kill and a second one as well. The Krieg is pretty deadly. I forgot the Krieg factor is very much still in this round, and Shanks on for has a triple at the moment, and that's all he'll get. Real BM removes him from the round, and Marv will have to do it. A 1 versus 2 clutch to get the second round for Polar Ace North. He feels lucky. He fights. Wow, what was that from Marv? The flick up vertically is disgusting. What a monster. Someone's been hitting the DMs, and my lord, has it paid off. A gorgeous shot from Marv. Crushes the hopes and dreams of Prospects and keeps Polar Ace North in this one, if just barely. 2 rounds in 2 clutches. It's been tough times for Polar Ace North. They can't keep hoping for amazing solo plays like this to secure their rounds. Second time through. Still lucky. I had to check on the score. For some reason, things have just kind of broken on my end. So I hope you guys can still hear me, because it looks like my stream just died for a second. But I think we're okay here, and I think Prospects are doing okay here as well. Although they've eaten a little bit of damage from Rechi, and Cuts Reds can't quite trade out the deal. Rechi's actually still able to deliver with another, and although it's finally been taken care of at the end of the day, Poison 4-pack are against 60 and Real BM, so it's an even scenario, and this might be the first time in a while we won't have to see the T's be forced onto a clutch scenario to win a round, and it's looking an awful lot like it right now. 60. This time he's going to be up for a 1 versus 2 clutch. And this is also an equally possible one. Considering, well, actually, he doesn't have a kit. That's really the only asterisk, but he can just pick one up, no problem. He can even maybe bring it outside. I don't know what his plan would be. I'm surely just saving the gun would be best. That Krieg is such a deadly gun to have in your hands. Okay, I was going to be a little worried for a second there. I thought I was going to get some deja vu again. But it looks like lightning doesn't strike twice. But Polar Ace North sure as hell does. 2 rounds in a row. Keeping things competitive on the T side of Nuke. A much needed third for them. Forces Prospects onto pistols, and it looks like an outer push will be on the cards. Poised. Spots nades but doesn't falter. He still goes in for a couple of shots onto 2 players so far. Knows that the aggressive push might have come through, and after 3, the assailant is finally murdered. And as expected, pretty quick cleanup from the T side. Adds another round to their tally. Now, Polaris North, I mean, they've kept this competitive so far. If Prospects were to lose this gun round, we could actually see them taking the lead on the T side, which would be a very nice sentiment to them, I suppose, one way to put it. T side of Nuke isn't an easy task by any stretch of the imagination, so anything you can get really does help. Already event drop, excuse me, from 4-pack. Oh, wow, that's that kill! I have no idea how Kutzmaretz snuck down there immediately, but he just ruined the plans of Polaris North. They had their main linchpin, who was sitting in vents, already removed from the round, and 6E will do the same for Retchie. Now it's a 3-on-5, and the round is, it feels like it's barely begun. Haven't quite hit the minute mark yet. But things already aren't looking that pretty for Polaris North. Wait a second, they've actually found 2. Again, every time I count them out of it for a second, they seem to find a way to wiggle back into it. Taking things a bit more vertically now as they seem to want to push through the vents. Real BM, here's a flash come through. Josh RT will find the first kill. Traded, or not traded, but capitalized upon by Real BM for a second. Shanks, another clutch scenario for him. He finds the first, no problem. But there's 2 more to go. I wouldn't say no problem. He's actually bleeding internally after the fact. But the heavy-hitting AWP secures another one for Prospects, and well, they're just kind of doing well now, aren't they? The money, it's not fabulous, but it's workable, and now they've kind of crushed the economy of Polaris North. Stuck on to pistols. The T side can't quite be happy with that one. They'll do their best, though. They always have a way of making things work. I mean, think back to that very first round that they got. They always seem to work magic. Oh, but Real BM could have ruined the plans of it. The only man with a Krieg, the Krieg wielder, has already been snuffed out. Real BM, a bit ambitious, wants to go for another. He'll set down a nice little Molotov as a welcoming mat, but there are many Ts to come. You can't stop them all. 6E will be there to try to stem the wound that the Ts have opened up, excuse me. He'll find one no problem. This is a little more of what I was expecting on a round like this from Polaris North. They're kind of struggling to close the distance, although they've retrieved a Krieg. 6E will be perfectly fine, just holding the line and waiting for the fight to be brought to him. Very tough situation, made even tougher now as Retchie falls up to Marved. 1-on-3, I mean, he could get the element of surprise on one player, surely, but I think he's kind of not going to be able to get away with too much here, especially since Kutzmaretz is right on the flank. And Prospects, that's another one for them. Again, a little more of what I was expecting on an eco round for that. I was a little bit scared for a moment when I saw that initial Krieg frag go through from the T side, but certain death, certain danger has been avoided. But that will be another buy on the table for Polaris North. I want to see where they're going to try to take it this time around. Looks like a standard default towards inner. One player being dedicated over at ramp. Kutzmaretz is playing anti-flash over at ramp. Exchange of spam from 4-pack. He is not on the, he's not on the long end of the stick for this one. He's going to be hurting a little bit. Josh RT and Kutzmaretz holding down ramp could single-handedly close out this round, close out this push, but Josh RT is just immediately domed and taken care of, and suddenly this has gone into a really bad situation for Kutzmaretz. He tries holding the line with his M4, but falls almost immediately. 6E again tries to stem the wound. He will find a double, but traded out just as quickly, and Polaris North are now in the driver's seat for this one. They've stormed the B site. Real BM also tries his hand at ruining this round for Polaris North, but they've gotten the bomb down, and now they can wait for Prospects to bring the fight to them. One coming out from Decon, the other from ramp. Classia might not know that Retchie is ready and willing to take a shot through. 4-pack Somehow manages to play Neo from the Matrix to avoid the bullets, but it's really Classia to close things, or excuse me, Retchi to close things out onto Classia. And it's another one for the T's. So, I mean, really, they do keep things so competitive with prospects, which has to kind of feel good, because if they're this resilient on the T side, it really makes you kind of think, what is going to be like on the CT side? Prospects, this most likely won't be around that they win, but they've surprised me before. Classia with the only heavy hitting gun in this round, for the CTs that is. Has an AWP, but the Scout is actually proving to be pretty lethal too. So cuts Moretz, he spots one, tags down 4-pack, but he's still staying alive. Mr. 4-pack. Cuts Moretz is just wildly just swinging around with that Scout. Finally, though, he'll meet his demise, and Cuts Moretz has finally been removed. Looks like lobby control hasn't quite been seized yet from the CT side. Josh RT, only one playing lower. Means that Polar Ace North will only have about one challenge if they try to take things to the lower site. Josh RT now tosses out a quick smoke through. Refrag from Shanks onto Real BM, but it's an even Stevens kind of game. And in fact, it's actually swung into the T side's favor. A team kill comes through. That actually helps Polar Ace North quite a considerable amount, because now the CTs kind of have to divide their fights. 4-pack, the tagged player, now has to do it all. This round has somehow worked out for prospects. Honestly, their ecos are incredible. The CT surprised me time after time, and at this point, I just have to expect it. It's 8 for prospects as they officially win the half, but there's still 2 more rounds for Polar Ace North to try to step up to the plate. Maybe they can go ahead and try to one-up what prospects just did to them. What was it, a Scout, a MP9, an AWP, and 2 CZ75s? The CZs were actually like the biggest killer on that round. That's insane. Gorgeous play. Leads to another gorgeous round from prospects. They win it in a pretty convincing fashion as well. 2 players left standing at the end of the day. One player drops lower almost immediately. That's Real BM, expecting a secret push of some sort, but I think Classia's on to what they're trying to push onto them over at Mini. Shanks has effectively crossed safely, though, and could have a decent shot. Oh, 60 spots it, though. Eyes of a eagle, that man. Now things become very hard now. The T's almost have no foothold or map control to speak of, and it's made even more dire of a situation after 60 and Josh RT are both able to find kills at about the minute mark. It's looking an awful lot like 9 for prospects here, unless Retchi can pull off something miraculous, which he's gone off to a good start of doing. He found one in a second. Wait a second. Polar Ace North, I was about to call you over for this one here, but Retchi is still continuing to find kills. He's found 3 now. 4-pack, he's completely elsewhere. He's going to be able to find another. This is beautiful from Polar Ace North. A 2 versus 5 is somehow working out for them. The combination of these 2 vets, these 2 miracle players, leaves it up to 60 in a 1-on-2, who is going to be able to find the first, sure. But there's still one more challenge awaiting him, and it's 4-pack, who's not going to be ready for the challenge at all. And 60, he avoids the scare for prospects. It was a near win for the T side, but 60, how can we ever doubt him? The new blood on the roster delivers again. And in fact, he's been delivering the whole game. 18 and 9 is his kills right now. Definitely the star of this game at the moment. Marved over at ramp is already trying to take a fight with Cuts Moretz, but he can't exactly do what Retchi did last round. The CTs quickly snuff out any attempts from the T side. Very passive positions from prospects as well. They might be actually keen on what the T's are trying to pull off here. It looks like an upper execute is on the cards. Cuts Moretz, though, ruins everything. it's a flawless one from Prospects to close it out. That is... I mean, I think that's a pretty dominant way to make a showing for yourself. It was very back and forth for the beginning of that first half, but towards the end, it started to swing back a little more in the favor of Prospects. Hey, what's up, Mills? How you doing, man? Just casting another advanced match. I'm doing well. Yo, by the way, Mills, I'm actually going to be casting your match, I think, versus Vanquish Gaming, I think it is. Yeah, Vanquish Gaming tomorrow. So look forward to that. It should be fun. Kind of excited for it, to be honest. I haven't seen you guys play yet. So, you know, tell Jonesy to pop off for me as well, right? Small break before I head into the second half, by the way. If you guys are just joining, my name is Ito. And if you guys like what you're hearing so far, please feel free to follow. Or if you're feeling really generous, drop a Twitch Prime. But that's cool if you don't. Because back into the game we go. Second half, Polar Ace North on the back foot. They kept it competitive versus Prospect. Some of those rounds were way closer than I feel like the scoreline would suggest. But really right now what they need is those rounds. And it all starts on a pistol. Polar Ace North with one player dedicated to be the utility man. That's Retchie. But Marv will be there to be the really big gunman over at the A-bomb site. Now lurking or at a corner. Shanks drops into vent quickly. Trying really hurt the T's, and Prospects are just playing this so patiently. They finally push through the door, and Shanks, although he gets stacked up upon, he gets one before he's done. And a refrag is absolutely the very bare minimum of what the CTs needed, as now Prospect will be storming the B bomb site, the lower bomb site, and they're getting all the kills that they need. Marv gets one in return again for the CT side. Prospects are actually pushing this lower site rather slow, but they're getting all the map control that they need, which means at the end of the day, they should be able to come out on top of this one. Some dangerous duels taken with the Glock and USP means that the CTs have a real decent shot at making this round work for them after all. No kits in play. Actually, there is a kit in play. Oh, it's become actually terrible now for Prospects. They had almost every advantage that you could speak of, but it all just gets whittled away. 60 takes a duel he can't quite muster up the courage to hit the shots for, and it's the same story for 60, or for Cuts Moretz as well. They both find kills in the round, but can't close out the job. That's going to hurt a little bit, but Polar Ace North, that is exactly the kind of pistol round that you need to see if they want to get back into this game. A pretty strong pistol as well. Really managed to stall out a decent amount of time to get those fights that they wanted. Polar Ace North, and they'll go ahead and try to keep up the ante up on this anti-eco round. However, it's barely much of an anti-eco at all. I just realized I kind of looked at the right side of my screen, and there's 2 Krieg and an AK in play. That is the T economy in a nutshell for you. I mean, because of that, I actually might give the edge just slightly to the T's here. Sure, they have 2 Deagles, but the Kriegs are just so damn strong. Where they, I mean, the T's can just kind of brute force themselves anywhere they want. No problem whatsoever. But they'll choose to play it slow. Cuts and Co. Polar Ace North don't feel particularly pressured to close the distance just yet. Finally, the first move is made from Prospects as we toss out a Molotov and a smoke to try to, again, bait out some sort of rotation, some sort of push, some sort of anything. And indeed, they do strike. Shanks finds blood onto Josh RT. 4-pack is still waiting in garage, and he doesn't even really have to do much because it's Shanks really stealing the day. He's just kind of there for a nice little crossfire 4-pack. And I think they're out of the danger zone now, Polar Ace. And he should be able to effectively close this one out, although Classy has other ideas. His ideas aren't going to be heard as Polar Ace North just absolutely crush the opposition in this first, I mean, I never thought I'd say it, but this first gun round. Real BM tagged up for a kill. Wait a second. What are you doing here? Real BM, I mean, there's a target painted on his back, but the CTs are a little bit scared to actually bring the fight towards him. They're going to respect it, allow him to keep the Krieg. That could actually could have actually been way more lethal. I just realized if they, tried to push on him, but lots of respect given to the side of prospects. They know how far they've pushed this round so far, or pushed this game so far, I should say. And they're going to continue to do that exact same thing. Pistols forced up around the Krieg of Real BM, and double, triple nades sent swinging through the air outside. All quiet on the western front for prospects. It looks like they're going to be going for an upper execute again. Marved will be the first point of contact, but far from the last, because Shanks, Poised are all there for the party, but it's all a party for Marved as he finds a triple. A TK comes through as well, and it's a nightmare, really. Absolute nightmare for Polar Ace North, for prospects, I should say, as Polar Ace North completely obliterate them. The Kriegs nor the Pistols find anything. And because of that, it's looking real promising now, Polar Ace North. They have another chance to take a free round against prospects, because forcing up hasn't exactly worked out perfectly well for prospects, I should say. Back to Pistols they go. Looks like this time they're trying to bring it outside. I'm not sure if I exactly enjoy that, though. No wall smoke coming through makes things a little bit more difficult for the T's to actually close the distance. But if they can make their way down Secret onto the site and get the bomb down, that's a successful eco. However, knowing prospects, they want a little bit more, and I think they'll try to juice out as much as they can out of this round. Shanks could completely ruin the fun. As he tosses it out Molotov, they exchange Molotovs, in fact. And Recchi finds a kill elsewhere. Now the T's will double back, have different thoughts about where to take this one here, but Poise just has a nice day at the shooting range, shooting gallery, whatever you want to call it. Whatever I'm trying to say is it's just going to be another free one. Again, another result as expected. The Pistols have proven to not be that effective on the T side. There's only that one glimmer of hope that we saw when Polar Ace North were on round 2, I believe, but that's it, really. Because of that, we're now pretty much at an even game. After a 10-5 half, prospects are finally going to get their full gun round through. Flashes and all the works thrown towards outer. 4-pack will be waiting through all the smoke and chaos, and the Krieg will prove supreme over 60 as he's quickly taken out of the equation. And he is an important part of any equation, too. The top fragger in the server with 22 kills is already no more. That considerably stunts us for prospects, too. Not only do they have to play from a man disadvantage, but they don't have that heavy hitting rifle, that insane aimer, in all honesty. But they're going to try to work with what they got, and what they got is a dream. Poise and Marv holding down the upper site. We'll just kind of wait around the vents. Poise pushes the issue, and it's just over like that. A lightning fast round. Once the push actually begins, means that Polar Ace North have now successfully evened up the score. 10-5 at half, putting 5 rounds perfectly together with that amazing addition of that pistol that they won in a pretty good fashion. Means that now it's all even across the way, really. I think you can tell the CTs are having a good half as well. 2 AKs and 2 Kriegs when you're on the side that can't even purchase those rifles. I mean, I think they're doing rather well at the moment. Those Kriegs are absolutely nasty to put in the hands of some of the players who are on CTs, but, well, let's see if they can continue the dominance with them. This is most likely going to be another freebie round. Polar Ace North should be able to get onto 11. Unless Prospects tries to ruin it somehow, some way. Smoke and event drop comes through. 60 with a bomb, just wants to go ahead and try to plant it. So this is looking an awful lot like how Astralis likes to play these eco rounds. And, I mean, they're getting the Astralis level aim as well. Marv gets one, sure. But bomb planted, and somehow this is actually a decent situation for Polar Ace North to be in. Shanks is just going to go ahead and stick the bomb right now. Or is he? He didn't toss down a smoke or anything like that. A Molotov coming through means that the CTs actually can't defuse the bomb. Another kill comes through. Mars is burning alive as well. And what is this? Prospects have actually kind of pulled it off. There's only one more kill to go, and Poise is bleeding internally. There's no way in hell he has a shot of that one as he gets sent straight to hell. Prospects, off of a round like that, somehow become the victors. They're the ones to clinch 11 first. Who would have thought? The CTs had everything going their way. But a scuffle down lower, 60 planting the bomb immediately, and just that Molotov reigning supreme really is just the perfect storm. The flawless recipe to put prospects on yet another round. Double snipers will be brought out onto Polar Ace North here, as the CTs are looking to take these long-range duels, but they're happening elsewhere. Lots of chaos on the A bomb site. Means that Polar Ace North are going to be a little bit scared to rotate now. Sure, the rotates are quick, but not that quick. Oh, nice tag onto 60 though. He's down to 76, which means a one-shot from that M4 could easily lead to his demise. He'll try to avoid that certain death, but he'll meet it anyway. Retchy kills 60 and puts this right back into the favor of Polar Ace North. And Polar Ace North have been really solid in these 5v4 situations, so maybe they can get another one on the round, on the board here, excuse me. Knows that there's a player waiting on top of hut. Poise tries to alternate his angle of which he's playing, and although he doesn't quite step up to the plate, the other CTs will. Retchy and Marv both find kills before they fall, and now the issue is forced from the T side. The Krieg spray doesn't work though, and somehow, some way, Retchy with a quad kill to boot now again puts North within striking distance of prospects. These rounds have been back and forth, but now prospects will have to go for that incredible eco round play again. They'll have a little bit more toys, or a few more toys to work with in the form of some more MAC 10s, but still, I'm not exactly sure if I believe in it a second time. There's no way it works a second time, right? The T seem to agree with me. They're not trying the same strat that they did before. It looks like a 5 players rush towards ramp is on the cards, so classic matchmaking strats coming out. I'll have 2 players ready this time. Flash through. Good read on that nade as well. Is this going to lead to a completely free round for Shanks & Co.? It's all Shanks right now, really. Retchy will go ahead and try to join the fun. Pick up 1 and a second. Retchy, what a spray transfer. Another round practically given to the North squad. Now has prospects for the first time in this game on the back foot. Boomy says, yo, these teams suck. Boomy, I want to. This game started 25 minutes late, and so I can't, man. I'm gonna actually hop into your game as soon as this one's over, though. Oh my god, and I mean, if things keep up in this fashion, I think we might be over pretty damn soon, because Shanks is kind of done with this. He just wants to go to sleep. He wants to go get some dinner. And prospects will try to deny him of every opportunity to close this out as quickly as possible. Marv, Retchy, and 4-pack, the 3 remaining members versus the 2 of prospects, who are also, interestingly enough, the new blood on the roster. Yo, good luck in your match, by the way, Boomy. Oh, good luck indeed to prospects as well. Jeez, nothing is going their way. 50 HP around, or 60 HP combined between the 2 remaining players. As they just might be zoned out of this one completely, the T's. They don't have the bomb. They have enough utility to survive for a little bit while longer, but Marv will not even care. Just toss down the smoke and continue his same action as before. Just sit by that vents and wait for the T's to force the issue. Marv gets a little bit big for his britches. And they fall down Just like he does. Whoa, wow, what was that shot from Cuts? Jesus Christ, that was crazy. Sure, 4-pack trades it right back, but my lord, seeing that from the enemy perspective, that gave me whiplash. 13-11. 3 more to go for Polar Race North. And this might be yet another gimme. The T's again stuck on pistols. Might just be going for that play again. Bomb is in the hands of it. Looks like no one. It's back into 60's hands. So this is now giving me a bit more of an echo of what we saw from before. But they aren't going for the strat again. This time it's another uppers pop that they want to go for here. They really like their luck on this one here. Marved and Poised again will be the ones to watch for it. Marv taken care of immediately, and so is Poised. What is with prospects in these full eco rounds? Somehow they win both those duels. A nade, although it lands right on top of Real BM, same story with a Molotov, he still stays alive, forced out of position. But the CTs will just take all that space for their own, evict the T's straight from the site, excuse me. Has suddenly Classia, excuse me, is left all by his lonesome. It was scary for a second there, but another 3 versus 5 victory for Polar Race North on an eco means that they're only 2 away. Shank's too good, says Hiki KZ. Hiki, you're too good as well. I miss you, man. Swan says, you streaming us after this game? Yes, I am. I was supposed to stream your game, but I mean, I'm still supposed to. It's just this game is taking a little longer than I would have thought, which is unfortunate. It started late as well, but again, Polar Race North, they just want to end this quickly, and ended quickly indeed. 4-pack, and just really brings the fight to the teeth. He's just still going. He's in a deathmatch server right now. He's gotten the hat trick. Now it's time to get the quad kill. And he's going to get it. 4-pack with a 4K. God. Why is this guy so good? I hate it. I can't even do this stuff in a DM server, and this guy just does it in an ESEA advanced match, man. What do you mean, Zeph? I'm casting the... Wait, Swan. Swan, what time do you play for? Oh, shit. Might be... I'm doing Vanquish game after this. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. But you know what? Although I'm dumb, Polar Race North seem about done. Holy hell. 2 quick frags, but 2 responded from Real BM. And a 3-on-3 we go. Shanks. Oh my lord, and a dink to boot. Prospects, almost nothing is going their way at the moment. Nothing indeed is. What just happened? That was like the quickest closure. Those past 3 rounds, it's like... What just happened? They just speed ran those last couple and closed it out in due time from prospects, or versus prospects. Polar Race North are going to be your winners of this match. Absolutely surreal to watch that. I'm not going to lie. That was some of the quickest CSGO action I've seen in a while. But we're not done. We have a small break real quick before we head into the second game. And I'm saying short, like I'm probably going to be here in about 2 minutes. It won't be too long, so don't go anywhere unless you want to like get food or something like that. My name is Ito, and if you enjoyed, please feel free to drop a follow or anything of the sort. We'll see you very, very soon. See ya.